a laugh, and
Yeah.
that's what it's for anyway. Just we need it right now, I think, just to chill everybody out.
We do, indeed.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Lenny. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and this is the Banish Bill. Banish Bill, yeah. We can banish Bill as well. Banish Bin, yeah. And this is the lovely Andrea Hills, who's my special guest here. And I think I put your channel, not the Nick and Andrea Hills channel. I just put the Andrea Hills channel in the bottom, obviously.
Oh, thank you. No, I haven't got a bottle. I've just got a little bit of wine in a glass.
Just nobody needs to know.
Shaky hands.
Yeah, everyone's saying I'm on the wine because I said Banish Bill. Yeah, but it's just 4 cups of wine for me, disguised as a cup of tea.
We could start getting political already, and there's so many bills we'd like to banish.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And if you're new to this and you haven't seen it before, basically it's a bit of a take of Room 101. If you don't know what that is, then it's a game show that was on TV where you put things in the Banish bin, or in that case, the Room 101 that you didn't like. You put the names forward, and then the host would decide and decide whether anything would go in. Whereas in this case, I save something, and then the chat decides between the other two what actually does go in. So it's all just for fun, you know. And then, well, apart from like usual sending of many messages of, you know, whatever it is you don't like. If you don't like the word pet or hun, if someone doesn't like, you may get many messages about that, mightn't you, Lex? But yeah.
Or if anybody doesn't like Disney.
Yeah, well, I saved the Disney. No one can get rid of the Disney now, can they? Right, so I'll say a few hellos and then we'll get started. Right, let's have a look and scroll up. So, hi Karen, hi Nia, Luby Lou, Laura, Sharon, Lex, Susan, Kia, Neil, Phil, the other Neil, I'm really good at this, Hannah. Ben, Ian, Daryl, Ashley, scrolling, the Veranda Files, Babs, Junie, hi Junie, nice to see you. Rory, Joan, Paul, Mike, Dragonfly, Dave, Tori, they just keep coming.
It's a bit like Carla's.
Yeah. And then obviously everyone talks. Jilly, everyone talks to each other. Michelle, and then you're trying to remember which one you said. John, Lisa, Chris. Hopefully I've got everybody and we're at the bottom anyway. So let's get started. So I gave you 8, well, there's 8 different categories. One's a random mix, so you can choose whatever. And the first of the others is things people say.
Okay.
So what is your first?
So my first one is cheer up, it may never happen. Because how do they know it hasn't already happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first time somebody said that to me, I was really young. I was walking down the street and I hadn't had a very good day and I wasn't in a very good place. And somebody said to me, cheer up, it may never happen. And I thought, well, it has. It's already happened. So
what do you know?
It really frustrates me when they say it may never happen. But somebody might be like really down because something has happened. So that really irritates me.
Yeah, I mean, it could have happened and it might not have worked out the way you wanted it to. Or like you said, if you've had a bad day or whatever, you don't know what's going on in your day. It's like you're offending them because you're not cheerful or something, like when you're walking past them, but that's none of their business.
Yeah. It's like, you know, they I don't know, maybe they don't want you to bring them down. So they're like, cheer up. You know?
I mean, maybe they're just thinking that they're trying to cheer you up so you smile, but if you really don't, that
it's
wouldn't work.
the specific part, it may never happen, that really gets
Yeah.
me. It's like, well, maybe it already had.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
your first one, and then your second one.
My second one is from day one. When people say from day one, blah, 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 from day
Yeah.
one, it's like, well, when was day one? Was that when you were born? Was that beginning of creation? Was what's day one? I don't know. I never understand it. It's like,
I always think from day one has like, yeah, it's like something negative is going to be said next. From day one, you've been doing this, or from day one, you said that. You know what I mean? It's always like,
oh, I always loved that from day one. I've always loved that. From what was day one? You haven't told us. When was day one?
when Jesus was here. If he was, when dinosaurs were here, what is day one to you?
Yeah. So for some reason, that's always irritated me. I've always been like, well, when is that? Tell me. So my third thing is because I've been vegetarian since I was 15. So I've been vegetarian for 30 years. And I've put up with all of the things that people can say to you when you're vegetarian and you're vegan. And those particular things just really irritate me. Like, for instance, oh, so are your shoes vegan then?
Yeah.
You know, those sort of things. So anything that people
like
say,
they want to catch you out or something.
Yeah. Anything that people say to you when you're vegetarian or vegan, just to try to make you feel bad about your choice. So yeah, things like, so is that a leather bag? Are your shoes leather? Yeah.
It's weird, that, isn't it, why people do that? I don't get it. My friend, she's also vegan, she has chickens, and people say, oh, that would be great on a roast dinner. You know, I always say that. She absolutely hates it, drives her mad. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just, yeah, why would you do that, like, intentionally?
It's like, as soon as you say it, it's the offending somebody thing again, isn't it? It feels like when you say you're vegan or vegetarian, immediately that person, you know, not all meat eaters, because most are lovely, but that particular person will feel offended or feel threatened, and they feel they have to lash out and say something, you know, negative to you. And yeah, so things that people say to you to make you feel bad about
your choice.
About your choices.
Yeah. That's wrong. I'll just put it down. Right. Let's have a think. Well, I think I'll definitely put that one in, like, for the chat to choose. Like, people shouldn't be making you bad or like I said, trying to catch you out. You know what I mean? Like, as if that's it, because that's how it comes across to me. It's like kind of saying, well, is that done? Well, is that done? Have you checked them? And you know what I mean? It's like kind of a way of trying to test you. You know what I mean? Which you shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't have to, like, decide that or not. Do you know what I mean? Or be tested that way. Sorry. From day one's annoying. I think it is. Cheer up, it may never happen. I do think it's coming from a nice place. Like, that's the only thing. Like, I wouldn't say when people say it tends to be an older generation, I think, rather than it's always been like, I don't know if that's been the case for you, but I've always found that whenever anyone said that to me, it's been an older generation. So like I think they just think that they're being nice and trying to cheer you up or whatever, like, to make you smile, like, or take you out of that wherever you were in your head, I guess, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think it was meant in like a negative thing, but I can understand how it's annoying because, maybe it might have already happened, and how do you know? Because you're just making a judgment, basically. So I think I'm going to save that for that reason only, and then into the Banish bin, or into the chat, who are my Banish bin. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Sorry, people. I love you, really. I'll just signed off now, I think. But yeah, so you will have the choice to pick when people say from day one, I this or I that or whatever. So put day, or when you explain that you're a vegan or vegetarian and people try to like, well, do you do this? Well, do you do that? So picking up on your choices, just put choices. I'll put so day or choices, and then we'll wait until I'll put in whatever it is that they're going to choose. I can see choices from now anyway. Yeah, I think it's going to be the choice.
There's lots of choices. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see more choices than anything else.
I don't think I can see anything else. Yeah, choices it is then. People picking up on your choices, whether that be anything really, any reason. But yeah, right. Okay, so the next one is bands and singers.
Okay, this one's going to offend Lex.
Oh dear.
My first one is Rammstein or Rammstein or however you pronounce it, because they terrify me. I literally can't listen to more than a couple of seconds, and even that's too much. I don't know if it's because they're singing in a different language, but it's the rah, 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 and then they're singing in a different language, and it just sounds like devil music to me.
I think it's kind of like that. Yeah, I can't say I might have seen them for 10 seconds and switched it off, because again, I'm like you, I don't like that screamy.
No, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of scream rock anyway, but when it comes to singing in a different language as well, it just adds another layer to it. Makes me feel like they might murder me in my sleep.
Yeah, I'm much more like Sweet Caroline, something to belong to and sing, not like someone screaming at as well. I'm like, this is it's a bit freaky. And how on earth did you not destroy their vocal cords? I'll never know.
No,
like how know. That is.
I really don't.
Yeah, you would think they'd never be able to speak again after that. Just especially doing like a whole, say, like concert or something. That must be mad.
Yeah. So my second one is, it's kind of a generic one, but he does irritate me. It's Kanye West.
Wow.
There are redeemable features about Kanye West.
Is there? I'm not supposed to encourage you, am I? Is there?
For the most part, he's just incredibly irritating for so many reasons. Most people know why or what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know how to go into detail about it. I don't even know if I need to, really. I mean, I do understand he has his sort of mental health issues, and I'm very sympathetic towards that. But when he's jumping on stage and taking people's awards off them, or he's preaching to the world that everybody should think the way he does, and that's incredibly irritating.
I do feel like he had I don't know, he just had this air of arrogance about him well before anything, like he, you know what I mean? Like, back in
I just can't bear it when anyone says that they're better than someone else.
Yeah.
When he likened himself to Jesus, that was the end of that. Was no, you've gone too far now.
It's madness. Like, he's a bit over the top. Like, I remember back in I think it was, I'm not sure when it was, but someone will say, but sort of when Gold Digger came out, I think it was he was okay up to then, but then he's just gone a bit.
He did some good collaborations with people in the beginning, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this is the new sort of big producer. He's really talented." He's all right then. I think it was Queenie was talking about Glastonbury when he was going up on that thing, and yeah. And what else? He said he was like the greatest rock star that ever lived or something. I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
There are many, many other.
If you have to tell
amazing-
people that, then there's something not right about it, is
yeah,
there?
no. I'm sorry, John Lennon,
Mm.
the Prince. No, you come way down after them. Sorry. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's my second one. My third one I struggled with, but Nick helped me with this one.
Right.
I used to really have an aversion to Brian Ferry. I just find him incredibly creepy. He's like, I don't know, I always found him a bit kind of too sly and too like he was going to sort of flash you with his Mac in a minute, you know. But
I know what you mean, but
when I had my heart surgery, I had this dream about him. It was a rather nice dream, not a sexy dream or anything, but it was a rather nice dream. And I saw him in a completely different light after that. So now I have very mixed feelings about him.
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, I'd still find him a little bit creepy, but at the same time, I'm reminded of my dream, which was quite nice. So yeah, I'm on the fence with that one, but I put him down anyway.
Right. Right, I get what you mean. I really do. He has this look, and he's I don't know. I could just imagine him in his 50s in a nightclub full of 20-year-olds. You know what I mean? Being sleazy.
Yeah.
Like it does have that look, like standing there with his beer and his cigarette. You know what I mean? Just looking to. I do get that. However, I do like him, and I do like his music. And he is from up here as well, which, you know, and also in comparing him to Kanye West and Rammstein, or Stein, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Rammstein. Yeah,
Stein. Then I have to say Brian Ferry and Roxy Music.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, he did redeem himself after all.
And we don't really know if he's been sleazy or done anything wrong in that sense. We're just like judging by the way he is. Looks.
Yeah, like Lex said, like a bit like a creepy uncle.
yeah. Like yeah. Is it Peter Keir who says Uncle Knobhead? Like he's Uncle Knobhead, you know what I mean? Yeah. So people of the chat, you can either save, or no, I should say, you can either send Kanye West to the Banish bin, or Rammstein. So if you want Kanye West, type West, and if you want Rammstein to be sent, type Rammstein. And we'll see what you decide.
I've got a feeling I know what it will be.
Yeah, I can see already by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? I think we're already on. Kanye's about gone.
Yeah. I mean, you know, even Kim Kardashian's put him in the Banish bin, so.
Yeah, true. I think, and Lex is relieved. So, Kanye West.
Plus, you saved Disney, so now, you know.
Yeah.
Rammstein have been saved.
Right, so that's it. Kanye West is gone. Okay, so moving on to category 3. We have celebrities.
Okay. My first one, it might be controversial again, but it's Cheryl Cole, or Cheryl, whatever her name is today. It really annoys me how she was put on a pedestal as the nation's sweetheart. I don't think she can sing very well. I don't think she can dance very well. And I don't think she's a very nice person in real life. I have a friend who would disagree with me because she used to be their backing singer. And no, she probably isn't as bad as I'm thinking. But I haven't read her autobiography, but I've read snippets of it. I think it was printed in a newspaper or whatever. She was so scathingly, unnecessarily nasty about Nicole Scherzinger.
Yeah.
And it really put my back up. And I just don't think she's as nice as everybody makes her out to be. And for that reason, because I also think she's talentless, that,
well,
she's my choice for the Banish bin.
She's a Geordie, so let's just call that done. I used to do the thing because she used to go, my name's Cheryl Cole. My name's Cheryl Cole. And I'm like, where are you from? You know what I mean? But yeah, no. I've had people say there is sometimes on here, you sound like Cheryl Cole, and I'm like, no, I don't. You know what I mean? It's like so much stronger, her accent. But anyway, yeah, I totally understand all those things. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of hers. I can't say that I am. But we'll see what else you've got.
Yeah. Well, my second one, maybe not everybody's heard of him, but it's Dan Wootton. Have you heard of him?
Yes. Oh man, he's what does he host again?
He used to be on Lorraine. I think he's been sacked from Lorraine because he mysteriously disappeared very suddenly.
Okay.
But he used to write the bizarre column for the Sun newspaper. He's recently the Mail.
Yeah, and then he show as well. People and calls them all sorts of things, and
he has a lot of opinions about people, a lot of very, very strong opinions about people, and he writes his opinions in articles as if they're truth and fact. And he can ruin people's careers by doing that. And I just don't, it annoys me anyway that articles are written about people that are completely false anyway. But he is just, he's vicious with it. And because he believes it to be true, he's out there just spreading it as fact. No, this is the truth. And just people reading the Sun are like, oh yes, Meghan Markle's this and Johnny Depp's this and blah 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 and no.
No,
none of that.
It's just his thoughts that he's putting out there extremely so that people are looking.
And for that reason,
using like a male Katie Hopkins.
Yes, he is. Yeah, and he's nasty with it as well. I think if you're a celebrity journalist, have your opinions, but don't publish them as fact. You shouldn't be allowed to get away with that. Yeah.
Aaron saying wasn't he involved in the Caroline Flack witching?
Yeah, there's a lot going on with him at the moment, actually. Caroline Flack's. This was since actually I wrote this down. I was like, oh, blimey. But since in the last week or so, it's all come out from her ex-boyfriend that he's been exposed for being a sex predator and in the workplace, and it just gets worse, to be honest.
Yeah, and I remember the Sun literally that had, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles about Caroline Flack that were all took down, like negative things about that were all took down, when what happened sadly happened. You know what I mean?
And I would not be surprised if he was a big factor in her mental health issues, and one of the reasons why she's not here anymore.
I hate that when people just clamber over anyone to get to wherever they think they're meant to be. It's just not right.
Yeah.
All right. So your last one?
My last one is incredibly controversial. It's Oprah. The reason why, I used to absolutely adore Oprah Winfrey. I idolized her. I watched all her shows. She really inspired me with so many things. But recently, she shown herself to be somebody that is more interested in making money than she is in her morals. And she makes deals with very unethical people in the business. And I just don't like the way she goes about things anymore. And I'm really, really, really disappointed to find out that she's like that. And
I haven't sort of looked into anything she's done recently. The only thing I think I saw was she was doing Weight Watchers or something. But I think it was Weight Watchers. That might have been a while ago, actually. I like you. I did really like her. She seemed to have decent values and stuff, like in the past. But I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are saying what she done. But,
yeah, I like I said, she inspired me. I idolized her. I thought she was amazing. And now I'm finding out all kinds of things about her that I just really don't like, and the people that she does deals with, and it just doesn't sit right with me anymore. And yeah, I'm disappointed in her, and I've just moved away from liking her now. I just can't.
Yeah. All right. To be honest, there's nobody I want to save in this. It just gets like that sometimes. I mean, and definitely not Dan. So I'm going to open it just to the chat and let them decide. So if you want to banish Cheryl Cole, type Cole. If you want to banish Dan Wotton, just type Dan. And if you want to banish Oprah, type Oprah. And we can go from there.
Stick them all in.
Saul wants us to see Oprah, so she can you. Saul wants us to save Oprah so she can do the interview with Meghan and Harry. Is it Meghan and Harry?
Yeah, see, again, I think that's just, I'm not a fan of that either. It's very disrespectful to the royal family.
Yeah. You know what, Joan and Lex, I can see that you're typing 5 and 6 times here. I'm blind. Having said that, it is going to be Dan. So yeah, Dan Wotton.
Yes.
Goodbye. Can you imagine disappeared
in the bin?
Right. So next one.
Probably the most controversial ones I had.
So just chill, relax now. So the next one is film. So film.
Okay. Right, my first one of my favourite Christmas films in the world ever, and we watched it every year, is Nativity. Brilliant film. 2 and 3, particularly number 2, are not. Absolute drivel. Just the worst films I've ever seen, I think. But if we have to choose one out of those two, then number 2 particularly.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be good. It's got David Tennant in it. It's got the guy from the original one, and I just thought, oh yeah, this is going to be fun. No, it was just awful.
To spend more time walking around a field.
Yeah. Dude, where's my donkey? Wasn't it something like that?
Yeah, that's the one. I actually only recently watched it. I watched it at Christmas, so it's like, and then went on to watch 3, even though I watched it.
Oh, was 3 any better, do you think, in your opinion?
Not really, no. But the first one was really good. It was like, had a really good storyline. It had like, the whole song and dance routine. I'm trying to think of the nativity. Why couldn't I just think of that word? Was really good, I think
the first one was brilliantly written. It was very funny. We watch it again and again, but the others, I don't know what they were on.
The let's something that works, and then they just think, yeah, let's do this one and this one and this one, and just put that name to it, and it'll be fine. But that's not how it works.
No. Yeah, I think number 3's got, is it Martin Clunes in it? Something. It's got Adam Garcia in it. I know that, but
yes, Martin Clunes. Vicky Bluebird saying seems kind of odd to have sequels to a nativity, which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second one is a film that scared me witless when I was younger. I should not have watched it, really. It's Salem's Lot. Yeah, I was way too young to watch it, and my uncles were watching it, and I went in and I was like, oh, what are you watching? Oh, I want to be part of this kind of thing, as you do when you're little. And my mum was like, no, you can't watch that. They said, oh, no, it should be fine. No, it wasn't fine. No, I think for many years later, I had to check under my bed before I went to bed.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, it's about vampires. And yeah, there was lots of killing vampires with stakes through their hearts. There was lots of vampires killing other people. It was absolutely terrifying. And it's haunted me ever since. So Salem's Lot. Yeah. Choice.
I can't do horrors, so that would just immediately go in there for me because I can't do horrors at all. Like, I'm absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
I watched Freddy Krueger when I was 12 on my 12th birthday. I stayed at my niece, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, you can watch it. It'll be fine." I was like, you know what I mean?
I think I was about the same age as you when I saw that at a sleepover, and my friend's mum on the wall had the crying boy, so that really didn't help trying to sleep in the living room after watching that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was no, I can't do scary.
Yeah, Vicky thinks that I might like it better now. I just don't think I could go there. It's haunted me for so many years.
Look, says it's similar to Count Duckula. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
All right. So, and your last one?
So, yeah, my third one is Watership Down. This is another one that Nick helped me with, because the original film I just can't watch anymore. It upsets me too much. And he's been trying so hard to get me and Ellen to watch it with him. And I watched it once. It upset me so much. I can't watch it again. And I think he's now sold that DVD on because he knows he's not going to win with me. Yeah, Watership Down, just because it's so upsetting.
It's really sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, how do I decide? Well, I definitely can't save a horror because that just wouldn't work. Like, Watership Down is brilliant in it. I don't know how to word this without, you know what I mean? It's like, it's sad, but it's like, it's I've got any words to do it. It's
a classic story, isn't it? It's a good story.
It's a classic story. I understand that it is very traumatic to watch for a child, though. Like, in that, you know, you as a child, you don't think of all that sort of thing. Everything's just fluffy and lovely, isn't it? But that's not how the world is. But yeah, Bright Eyes. So I don't think I can bin Watership Down. But then I'm like, Mr. Poppy, but he was survived the first one, but he'll just have to knock the second and third.
Yeah. The first one could exist forever, but
yeah, that one can stay. Yeah, so I am gonna save Watership Down, and then put in Salem's Lot and Nativity. So if you want to banish Salem's Lot, just type Lot, and if you want to banish Nativity 2, type Nativity. There you go. Yeah, Nick's saying the Watership Down scarred him as a 5-year-old, but the film is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I can see many people were like no, you can't banish Watership Down. And they can be relieved.
Yeah. I think people's going for nativity by the looks of it. Oh, that's all right, Kath.
Well, Susan's gone a bit further than that, and all other Christmas films. She's
Not banning Christmas films, Susan. Yeah, Nativity 2 and 3. We can chuck them both in. We don't need the third one. Can't watch a third one if you haven't got a second one, can you?
That's true.
All right, then. Next category is things people wear.
Okay. All right. Number 1 is family vacation and event T-shirts. I can't stand it when you're walking around a theme park or a Disney and there's just a family around with Carter's Disney Vacation 2018. Like, I don't care. I don't care that it's your family vacation. Why do I need to know that?
Yeah. Why do I have to read your T-shirt anyway? Came here not to have to.
And like hen do's and all that kind of thing, when people walk around with hen do T-shirts on, it's like,
yeah, and they always have really crude names, don't they?
Yeah, and added to that, they're really, really wasteful because they just end up either going in the bin or sitting in a drawer because you can't donate them, and you never can wear them again. I mean, I do have a hen do T-shirt in my drawer. I just don't know what to do with it. I just it's like I don't want to throw it away because I don't want it to use up landfill. Plus, it's a memory. But now I'm never going to wear it, and it just sits in a drawer.
Could you not cover it with something, or is it like all over the thing? Because you're not
yeah.
Sure.
But family vacation T-shirts, just like we see them all over Disney. They're all walking around in groups, all wearing the same thing, their names on them.
Yeah.
With a particular year, so they can't even wear it next year when they go back again.
Ashley said, Hitchin Meetup 2021, where's me jug T-shirt being cancelled?
Yeah, so that's my first one. My second one is high heels. Does any woman really, really enjoy wearing high heels? I mean, let's be honest, really honest with ourselves. Do we enjoy it? I don't know why they were ever really invented. They might look nice, or are we conditioned to think that they look nice? But they're so uncomfortable. They absolutely kill your feet. And they damage your feet. They hurt your feet. And for what? Just for fashion? I don't get it. I don't get high heels.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ian,
I don't have any other reasons.
Yeah, to watch your devices. I love high heels, as Ian says. Seems the men are loving them more.
Yeah.
Good for the tops. And Nick said you can't banish his high heel collection. And Barbara says invented by men, probably. Probably,
yeah, because they're just they're torture devices for women. I'm sure there are many women that enjoy wearing them.
Yeah, I do remember being, probably in my 18, 19, 20 area and putting heels on and feeling just, I don't know, more powerful for about 5 minutes till then I'm like, just can't get them.
5 minutes and then you can't.
5 minutes and that's it. I don't really want to go out in them, because especially if you're going out and you want to dance and you want to enjoy it, it's like, you can't, not in high heels. It's not the same. And I mean, absolutely love watching like Drag Race and everything, and they walk about in the highest things, and I'm so jealous, and like never look like they're in any difficulty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
have a great respect for anyone who can dance in them. Like the Pussycat Dolls or Kylie or whoever. I mean, they look great when they're dancing in them, but wow, how do they do it? I don't know.
Yeah, Kath walking home barefoot and things like that. We've all been there. Take them off. God, take these off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wore some for my wedding day and they came off as soon as the reception started.
Yeah. Put your flats on and that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. All right. And the last
So my last one is trainers that cost hundreds of pounds. They don't need to cost that much, not really. They overcharge for them. They become a status symbol. I know people collect them and love them, but it's the price of them is ridiculous just because you're wearing a brand name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they irritate me because it becomes this kind of ego thing, a status symbol, look what I'm wearing.
Yeah. And then especially for younger people, so if their parents can't afford £150 trainers, you're not cool, you know what I mean? You get sort of sidelined in things like that. And I remember, you know, that just sort of being a thing when I was a kid. I remember everyone had pods and all of that sort of thing, and if you didn't get them at the same time, but they were really expensive, and yeah, there's that side of it. But also, like you said, it's just ridiculously overpriced paying for. You know,
says, but you'd put George Ross out of business. Secondhand is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't think they used to cost as much. They seem to, you know, it's more than inflation how much they cost now.
Yeah, and they're just
because of the status and.
Yeah, and then celebs put their name to them.
Yeah.
And, well, Kanye West. What did he have? Them Jeezys or whatever they were called.
The Yeezys.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
Oh, I just call them Jeezys. Jesus. It's paying up. Anyway. Yeah, I can't argue with that with the trainer side of things. Yeah, I don't want to see someone's family vacation t-shirt and there's about 30 of them and they're all like, you know, and they've got their own name and then which family they're from and then what year it is, and like you said, it's just such a waste of money in the longer term. They're just going to bin them. So yeah, I'm not saving them, and I'm not saving trainers because, like you said, expensive, overpriced, ridiculous branding, and it's a waste of money. In my view, that you can't run any faster. If they built them right, and if they were 250 quid, but you could get to the shops and back in half the time, fair enough. You know what I mean? But like,
they don't buy them to run in though. Most of the time they don't even do the laces up.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, if you were able to, like, you know, perform running tasks or walking tasks quicker.
You see, Store says no different than a concert tour t-shirt, in my opinion. Is that the t-shirts that we're talking about? But a concert
you can wear
it's collectible, isn't it? You would wear that again and again.
Yeah.
Oh, remember when I went to this concert? Yeah, you wear that again and again.
If you've got Florida 2018 Hall family, and then you're in Tesco's in Scunthorpe, it's not really the same thing, is it? Whereas like you could go and put a Bon Jovi t-shirt on from 2010 or whatever, and that would be fine. No one would say anything, would they?
No, they think that was cool. They'd wonder why you were still wearing your t-shirt from your holiday from 5 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm going to save high heels, partly because I totally agree with what you said in terms of them killing your feet, and it's probably more of a thing people feel like they should wear them or they want to be taller and whatever. But you know, like I said, you can just wear them in bed, as she said, or in the chair, and you don't have to stand up. And like all those people who can dance in them and the drag queens, I've got to save it for them as well. And half the men in the chat who really like high heels and have some apparently. So yeah, so
Nick, you can keep your collection.
Yeah, Nick, you've saved them. So people in the chat, if you want family vacation event t-shirts, then type family. I'm not putting them in the bin, but you know what I mean. Or expensive, ridiculous trainers, just put trainers, and then we'll banish whichever.
What's it going to be?
Yeah. I'm getting right. I'm like Nick says, "Phew, my heels are safe." And Stall said, "I made the right decision." While Joan is highly protesting. Karen said that they make your legs look good. Susan can still have pig feet pictures from from her. So yeah, right. Let's
Oh,
see.
yeah,
All
it
right.
is. Like Nick said, it split the vote.
Trainers, family. I think I'm gonna have to count this one. Actual counting and stuff and math. It's not good, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then scrolling down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Trainers get it. So unfortunately, family event t-shirts have to stay.
Oh well, I'll just have to put up with them again.
Yeah, for another one. Well,
Yeah.
at the moment they can't go anywhere, can they?
That's true. No.
Holidays or event t-shirts, so that's one thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. Next category is songs.
Okay. Right, my first one is, I find it the most irritating song ever. I mean, you know, this is aside from like novelty songs and that sort of thing, but it's Kesha featuring Pitbull and Timber. It gets in your head. It's not a good song, in my opinion, and I just find it the most irritating thing to listen to ever.
It's his his rapping is like I just didn't get it. To be
And
fair.
her voice, I don't know what it is about her, but her voice grates on me, and it's almost like she's yodeling in the song. It's just not good. Every time it comes on, like, and it's like, "Oh, Mum's your favorite song."
I wouldn't say it. I can't say that I just like totally dislike it, but I can't say that I really like I'm really bothered by it either. And I think he thinks he's a bit something more than he is, to be honest. Like if after Ashley saying I'm shouting timber in the chat. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's not something that bothers, not something that doesn't. So
it grates right to every last nerve I have. It's that awful. Yeah. And then the others I struggle to come up with, but with a bit of help I have.
Right.
If I could have gone 1, 2, 3, it would have been Kesha Timber, Kesha Timber, Kesha Timber. I have to choose others. So my second one is Drake, God's Plan. It could honestly be any Drake song, because I'm not a big fan.
No,
but that one in particular, because it's probably his most well-known and this biggest played hit. And I just find it irritating.
I remember is that because I'm trying to think, he does that one about the phone. What is it? I can't think of it now. So I'm trying to remember what this one is. I probably know it if I must know it. I've got to know it. And I can't think of it. I just remember the one about the phone, but I can't even think what that was called. But again, I'm not a Drake fan anyway.
No, and I don't think he's as talented as people make him out to be either.
No.
He's totally overhyped.
I find he always just looks a little bit asleep in anything he does. It's just a bit like I don't know why.
He's no Jay-Z, is he? Is you know?
No, he's not.
He's not, no. Sorry to offend anyone who likes him, but yeah, he's a Poundland Jay-Z. And my third one is Chumbawamba Tub Thumping. I've never been able to stand that. Oh, no. Never been able to stand it. So ever since it came out, again, it's another earworm. It gets in your head.
I get knocked down. I get up again.
I just can't stand it. I've never been able to stand it. So, yeah, that one.
It's like, isn't that why he literally used to fling himself on the floor, didn't he, and then get back up again? It was like,
I tried to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
I really did. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you know where I'm going to save, don't you?
Tub thumping. It's like Marmite, that song, isn't it?
It is, but it's one of them songs, I think, that every so often when it comes on, you've got to get like, yeah, and everyone gets up and then chucks himself about and whatever. It's just a bit of cheese, I suppose, but like something I like, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna save that one. Okay. So people in the chat, do you want to save? No, do you want to banish? I always do it that way. Confuse myself. Do you want to banish Timber by Kesha and Pitbull, or do you want to banish God's Plan by Drake? So if you want to banish Timber, write Timber. If you want to banish God's Plan, write Plan. Yeah.
Just reading Susan's comment there. I was going to suggest we do that one at karaoke night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need a couple more of these before you get me doing that.
That's fine. We can supply wine. Right, let's have a look, see what's happening. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking it's looking Drake. Yeah. Stoll's wearing a Chumbawamba t-shirt and high heels to the next meetup. Yeah, I think that's definitely Drake gone.
Okay.
Well, not Drake himself, because it's just his song. Unfortunately, we can't have everything. But yeah, God's Plan done.
Cool.
All right. Next category is things people do.
Okay. Making greetings awkward. You know, when you're not quite sure if someone's going to kiss you or hug you, or if they kiss you, are they going to do both cheeks or one cheek, or are they just going to shake your hand, or it's just. I wish there was just one universal thing. I'm quite liking this one at the moment.
Yeah, and
it's like, nice. Can we all do that forevermore, or this?
Yeah. Also, it's like I sometimes find it's degree level of like, hold on, like I've just met you and you're going in for hugs and kisses type of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And everybody's different as well. Like there's one section of my family, everybody kisses each other. So you know that. So you know the protocol is that. So you go around the room and you kiss everybody. But not everybody's like that. Like, for instance, Nick's mum, well, his family are generally not huggy, kissy people, and that's fine. Yeah. But at Christmas, his mum goes to hug you or kiss you. And I'm never quite sure. And I always make a mistake. I was like, it's like you end up kissing an ear or just something really awkward. Yeah. I get what you're saying. It is really awkward and you don't know how to be. You go to shake the hand and they're going for a hug or whatever, and you're like, you end up bashing things and
some people go to kiss you. You think they're going to go kiss your cheek or something, and then we're going to go kiss your mouth or whatever, and then they're kissing your nose, and it's all a bit weird, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, it all becomes very messy. If it was just one thing, if it was just like everybody hugged or everybody shook hands, or
it
would be so much more simple.
And then if you bring into different countries into it, it's even more.
Yeah, and sometimes you can offend people by doing certain things in certain countries and not realise you've done it.
Totally. Right. So the next one.
And then I realised that I must have an issue with people pushing in, because the next two involve people pushing in. And the second one is people who push in front of you at barriers at concerts. So like you've queued for 8 hours maybe for a concert, a band you really, really want to see, and you get there at the barrier and you're like, yes, yeah, you're at the barrier. And then this person comes along, and I've experienced this, and they come along and they're like, oh, just gonna lean here for a minute. And slowly but surely they're like, before you know it, they've pushed you right out the way, and then suddenly their friend arrives. And you know, if you're not with it, you've got 4 people in front of you and you're not barrier anymore. And I just find that incredibly rude, and it just really irritates me. And I know I should really speak up, but
so it's like
not that
type of thing, isn't it?
No confrontation.
No.
They're generally quite, you know, aggressive if they've had the nerve to do that.
Yeah, like the queue jumping. They get there, stand in the queue, and then all of a sudden their 6 friends turn up, saying, "I've kept your space." No, you haven't. You're only space enough for one person. How can you kept 7 other people's spaces? That doesn't work.
Yeah, we had an experience. We went to Reload Festival, and Rick Astley was on. We were really near the front. We'd been there all day, and I was really looking forward to seeing Rick Astley. Never seen him live before. And this woman comes up and she's like, "Oh, can I just quickly stand in front of you? I won't be long. I've got this thing I want to throw on stage. Is that all right?" Me being nice, I'm like, yeah, okay. And before you know it, her entire group of friends and family arrived, and she's like, "Come on then, come on." And we slowly but surely got pushed right back, and all these people arrived in front of us, but there wasn't any space to go back because it was packed. And me and this woman next to me, we could barely breathe at this point. You know, it's just so rude when people do that. It's very selfish and very rude.
Very.
Yeah.
Cattle prods they're talking about in the thing. Cattle prods them.
So my third one is in the same vein, and it's pushing in queues, like you just said. And in particular, the incident that I'm thinking about is in America when we were at Disney World, and we were leaving after fireworks, and we were all queuing to get back onto the ferry. And there was a lot of people. Everyone's very tired. Everybody wants to go home. And Americans aren't very good at queuing, are they?
No.
They don't queue, basically. But the British, you know, we like to queue. We like to.
We do.
Yeah, and it took us much longer than it should have done, because so many people were just like, you know, coming through with their elbows, you know, pushing their kids through first. And, you know, you'd been there for ages.
Yeah.
Queuing and queuing and queuing, waiting to get on this boat. And people are just like pushing in front. And so that's my third one. So I obviously have an issue with pushing in. I don't like it when people push in.
No, I don't like that either. And I'm like you, I wouldn't say anything. I just sort of, you know what I mean? Let them really. And it's. I mean, if that woman went and did that and then got back out, that would be fine. Do you know what I mean? You were nice enough to let her, other people might not have been. Do you know what I mean? Like, but then to like invite all of her friends over and make it look like she'd sort of got some sort of space through, and that's just bang out of order to me. Like, so I've never been to a concert. I don't even know like how that would work for me. Like if there was something I could get to, like if there was like a different place for like people in wheelchairs and stuff, because like, you know, I could just go bitch through that you've got to get out of the way because she'll just wheel out here.
Yeah, Wembley Stadium has a big section for, you know, to go and sit with a wheelchair, because I've got another friend who is in a wheelchair. She used to go and see Michael Jackson concerts, get a brilliant view because it's raised, you're really near the stage. Fantastic.
My friend, you know, for anything that was bad manners, she would shout it out in front of them. Like, if they,
well, Nick came to blows with the group of people that were pushing in front of us. There was quite a row going on.
My friend, like, she used to hold the door open, like, especially if people didn't say thank you either. That used to drive her mad, you know. And then they'd just go through the door. And not, you know how you come out of a door and someone goes in a door and you're supposed to take the door from them to sort of as you go back through type of thing. And then she used to be like, yes, I've got all day to stay here and hold the door open for you, thank you. And she'd be get loud and you're just like, oh, God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the time it's all right, but then you get that one person that's going to shout back, and that's
All right. So what do I do in this one? So I don't like queue jumpers either. Awkward greetings. It is awkward, but then it's like if we're all the same, and then also it depends, because you couldn't give, you know, we couldn't all sort of say it right. Everyone does hugs and kisses, because you don't want to like be kissing Tom in the post office or whatever, or robbing the fruiters. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you can't do like a universal level of everything. But I understand where it gets awkward, especially in, like, you know, like occasions like that. Everyone becomes more huggy and kissy type of thing. I bumped into my auntie in town on my way out the other day. I think it was yesterday, and she's seen us, and she's standing like sort of, I don't know how far away, about 3 foot away from us, with her arms open like this, and just going and blowing kisses at us, because she couldn't actually do it, because she's normally a huggy kissy person. So she was doing it from a distance like that. Bless her. But Bloody Tom was in the post office hours after us. Sorry, Tom. It was the first name that popped into my head. I don't know why. Susan, I've gone off Tom now. He seems a floozy. Oh, God. All right. So I think I'll save the awkward greeting thing. I also think sometimes it's a bit funny, you know, when you say I went out on a first date and this happened, and, like, you know, I had a date and the guy face planted the board behind us when he went to kisses, which was quite funny. So, I moved out the way because it got a bit awkward at that sort of stage of like, oh my God, he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and he's not going to kiss me. Oh my God, I better move. So I walked out the way and he face planted the board behind us. So yeah. It's a funny story now.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to save the awkward kissing and greetings and things.
All right.
So people in the chat, do you want to so people, because it's 2 types of queue jumping, isn't it?
Queues, or when you're actually at barrier, when you've waited like hours and hours of your day and somebody's like pushing you out of the way.
So when you're at barrier and you've waited ages, so I'll just put barrier. If you want to send that to the bin, put barrier, and otherwise put queue. Yeah, and we'll see what they decide. Hiccups.
Yeah, we're feeling it'll probably be queues, won't it? Because most people can relate to it.
Yeah, because there's queues and everything, isn't there? Like bus stop with the, you know, post in the shop, anything, it's all queues.
Yeah. Well, Nick's put barrier. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Concert arseholes. Yeah, we could have put it that way.
Yeah, there was quite a funny one where I went with Ellen to a concert and I'd queued with her all day, but I wasn't somebody I particularly enjoyed. So we were at barrier. I was going to leave her there and go and get a drink and just stand at the back. But there was a girl that was doing just that. And she was like, she got right in between me and Ellen And she was like, and then invited her friend in. And me and Ellen were getting further and further away. And I just thought, I was laughing. I thought it was hilarious because I was moving anyway. Yeah. And she put so much effort into it. She was trying to be so subtle, so subtle.
Can you be subtle about it though? That's really
it was hilarious. We're just going to lean here for a minute.
Do they think that you're like invisible? I'm just invisibly going over there. I know it.
And then they slowly start stealthily grabbing their friend, It's hilarious to watch.
I had someone just jump the queue and go in front in like Tesco or whatever. And then this woman, actually, not me, it was this woman, said, she was before you. Yeah, but I've only got one thing. That's what they said. But I've only got one thing. But that's not the point. Doesn't matter if you've got 1 or 10 things. She still was before you. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it looks like queue jumpers is going in.
Yeah, I thought that might.
Queue jumpers.
Okay. If only it really did, though,
Yeah, would it be good? You could really get rid of them. Even if it's just temporary or something, and then someone else could come on and put them back. Stay there. Yeah. Imagine, have you seen that film Yesterday?
Haven't yet. No, that's one of the things to see, though. We want to see.
Yeah, but you know the gist of it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, if that happened, if tomorrow we all Googled and Kanye West wasn't on there, this whole. All right. So the last thing is random mix.
Yeah. Okay, so it kind of ties in with the whole Dan Wootton thing, but tabloid newspapers / online gossip sites like TMZ and National Enquirer and all that business.
Yeah.
So tabloid newspapers, because they're just a load of drivel. Most of the time, they're not telling you the truth. People swear by them and they tell you, oh, well, yes, this happened because they said in the sun, in the mirror, and it's like, oh, do you really believe that? I just think they are a scourge on the planet.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I can't argue that one. It's always the same, and it's just constant, the whole. I mean, I don't watch or read. I mean, I don't read papers, and I don't watch any of the news, barely. I tend to just look at an update here and there because it's just so full of fear mongering, really, which is what it is. You know what I mean? It's fear mongering. It's hurtful. What they did with Caroline Flack. It's just blown out of proportion. It's sensationalized. God, that was a big word for me. Feeling good now. But yeah, it's all it's over the top crap, and then you'd be lucky to find anything in it that is actual truth.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
Second one is sat navs. Although they're incredibly helpful sometimes, a lot of the time they take you down the wrong places. They tell you to turn when you don't need to turn yet, and sometimes they can be more unhelpful than they are helpful.
Do you not think that also are incredibly sarcastic when they speak to you? Or especially if you do something wrong. I mean, I don't drive, but I've heard of the people. They've got this sort of voice that I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know. It's like turn left. You know what I mean? And it's just really sort of like you're getting told off or something.
And we rely on them too much. You know.
Yeah.
What happened to the days when we could plan a route in a map, and kind of memorize it and know where we were going?
Yeah. I think it was like a Lee Evans thing I'd seen, and he was talking about them, and he says they always have incredibly sexy voices, like on sat navs and stuff. And why don't if your wife had a voice like that and tell you to put the bin out, then you'd be like, yes, I will. You know what I mean? You like that's what they should.
But most of the time, they can't pronounce things right. Like we've got a road just coming out of ours called Wymondley Road. Turn left onto Wymondley Road.
Wymondley.
Wymondley Road.
About the directions you were reading, the silent right.
For years, I used to say, I've got glasses now, but for years I was telling Nick to go a silent right. But actually, it was saying to go slight right.
Silent right.
Silent right.
And did he do as he's told? Was he quiet?
It was like, what are you talking about? No. No, I can see now. Put my glass.
Yeah. And what's your third one?
Yeah, my third one. I did struggle for a third one, and I've gone with Simon Cowell.
Oh, jeez.
You know, I've rather enjoyed the early series of X Factor and
yeah,
but he completely ripped off the idea of X Factor. He took it from American Idol. He was sued for it. He won his lawsuit somehow because he's Simon Cowell. But he hasn't ever had an original idea.
Yeah.
All of his ideas have been ripped off from someone else. Even putting One Direction together, that was Nicole Scherzinger's idea. And that and ran with it. And now he always says, oh, it's my band, my idea. He takes credit for everyone else's ideas and he makes money from it. And that for that reason, he needs to go in the Banish bin.
I might get a little bit noisy in here.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's from in the other room.
Perhaps Jasper was agreeing with me there.
Yeah, he probably is. Like, he hates Simon Cowell. Like, it's just too. It's the lights on his teeth. He can't stand it. No, my shopping's just come, so Jasper always comes mad. It's like, it's for me. No, it's not. Yeah, he's just very cheesy. The whole buttons of his shirt open, the whole sort of. I mean, I know he did have the whole high waist pant thing going on, didn't he? And he seems to have lowered them a bit. His teeth are too fake looking now because he's over whitened them, and that he's just had like plastic surgery like not that long ago. I mean, this was before, and he just looks a bit overlooked, like he's over scary looking a little bit.
That's a bit weird.
He's just. My mum always hated him because she was like, there's no need to be mean, you know, like when people go on there and like there's no need to be mean. She hated all those types of shows for the meanness of it. I don't think it's as mean as it used to be, you know what I mean, like in that sense. But yeah, I'm not a fan of
his big ego as well, isn't it? He always thinks he's right.
A
massive ego. He's very narcissistic.
And the whole like, I feel like Sabrina always hangs around him, like you know what I mean? I don't know why. I mean, I know they dated a while back, but it just seems it's like wherever he is, she is type of thing.
Yeah, I know. I always wonder what his girlfriend thinks of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, right, let's have a look. Well, I can't save newspapers, and I can't save Simon Cowell. Sat navs. See, I don't drive, so it doesn't really bother me. You know what I mean? And like, I think it would annoy us if I had one on Robo Bitch. Can you imagine? It'd just be like, yeah, it just annoys us. So I don't know what to do. But then there's people out there who wouldn't even make it away from their door if they didn't have a sat nav, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I mean. People rely on them too much.
Yeah, but can everybody read a map though? In this, you know what I mean?
To be able to.
Yeah, just some people. I was going to say it literally, but then that might annoy someone in the background. Some people literally need like telling left from right, because I'm terrible. I can't work my left and right, and I have to like sort of, you know what I mean. I'm like literally have to check which hand I write with to know if it's left or right. I think I'm going to save sat navs just for that, because the other two I definitely can't. So, people of the chat, if you want to banish Simon Cowell, right, Simon, and if you want to banish tabloid newspapers and anything related to those type newspapers, Susan, I will literally die without my sat nav.
I have to be honest. We always use it, and we do rely on it too.
Yeah, I suppose,
as irritating as they are.
If you were doing the what is it, your tumble trail things, they must help in that.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah. It has its good points, but we do argue almost every trip, because I'm navigating using the sat nav and Nick's disagreeing with the sat nav.
Because he knows better not.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look. I think it's going to be newspapers, to be honest. Yeah. Tabloid newspapers.
Yeah, we could live in a world without them quite.
Yeah, definitely. Be much better.
Yeah.
You would think there'd be more laws around it and what they can actually publish, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I need to think so.
Allegedly.
Yeah, after all the scandals they've had with the phone tapping and hacking and all of that.
Yeah.
There'll be more regulations, but there aren't still.
Yeah. So tabloids is definitely the one that's gone. Definitely.
Cool.
Thankfully. And there you are. You are at the end.
Yeah.
Not bad, was it?
Yeah. No, it wasn't so bad after all.
I enjoyed it.
I was a bit worried about the controversial ones, you know.
The thing is, though, it's like everyone can't like the same things, and if we did, the world would be really boring. You know what I mean? Like, oh yes, I like that too. Yes, I like that too. Yes, I hate that too. It doesn't work, does it? It's just it wouldn't work in this world.
Very true.
As I always say, agree to disagree. You know, it's the way we should do it, and just like, you know, laugh about it and send you unicorn gifts to Susan and tell lectures a hun. what we're going to be able to do for you now, just to be like, you're probably going to get like Rammstein.
Oh no, please don't. Anything but nightmares.
And stuff like that. But yeah, it's all good fun. We're all different, like our methods of greeting. Yes. Ian said, is there not a bonus round about Nick? Unfortunately, no. I didn't plan one. And we haven't got time for that anyway, have we?
Karen says, I've pinched down Wooten. She must have been thinking to put that in.
Yeah. There's plenty of things. It's hard though when you put on the spot to think of something, because you're kind of like, and all of a sudden you have mind blanks. But yet over the years you've probably gone, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like the other. But like, when it's all on the spot there, you've kind of, and I mean, I know I kind of give like at least a few days, if not more, to decide. So you've got some time. Sometimes I think that's worse because it makes you overthink too much.
Yeah.
I mean,
a little bit.
I know other people.
I know what you mean. If we knew we were always going to have to do that, we'd write
it down as you go along.
It irritates me. I'm going to write it down.
As soon as someone says, you know, what you don't like, you're like, immediately like blank.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm fairly easygoing about most things, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I am pretty, and like I always find myself a bit of a fence sitter as well. And sometimes I used to hate it because people would go to us, oh, you just always sit on the fence. But it's not. It's because like I tend to see both sides sometimes, and I try, and I'm a bit of a, you know, don't like sort of bad vibes. I kind of like, you know what I mean? And but yeah. But they'll all find out mine eventually because I'm going to do this. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
all
that.
of you. Yeah, I'm going to add you to my list of choosing a category. So you get to choose a category and come on with you'll be able to, I think. Well, I'm going to ask a few different other people. Like, so well, I'll choose one category that I have to answer, and then hopefully see where I come on.
Yeah.
Not literally, Sal, not literally fence sitting, because that's quite painful. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for taking part. Thank you very much to the chat for taking part as well, because they do have an involvement, of course.
Thank you for being kind.
Well, there couldn't be nothing else.
Karen's just said it's her next week. Is that right?
It is, yes. Karen is next week.
Yeah, looking forward to that one then.
And then I've got Channel Nem the week after, and then I think it's Queenie Conquest.
Oh yeah.
And then I've got like Heather's on there, and Channel Nem Sidekick is on there, Andrew is on there, Daryl is on there. There's quite a few for a good few weeks, and then obviously there's still people I'm badgering to come on. Anyway, I will be back again at 9:30 for Trivia Tuesday, so I will see you all in a bit. Thanks again, Andrea. And I know you've all got Andrea's channel, but if you're not, it is linked below, so please go over, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.